Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of In the Box Seats. Hope you enjoyed your Easter weekend. Once again, I'm joined by Gibbo and Ella to go through a few winners for the Gold Coast. A look back at racing last week. Of course, we raced at Bow Desert, Aquis Park, Bow Desert for their Saturday fixture. And we'll have a look at some club news. Afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
Good afternoon, how are we?
It's going well.
How was Easter?
Lovely, great weekend out at Bowie, and I think I got a winner on the board,
Yes.
so I'm ecstatic.
You are on the board.
We've heard about it all week. It's not we think you got a winner. We know you got a winner. And Gibbo, you found Selling Sunset last week at good odds.
Yeah, it was a good ride. I tell you what, in this game, a good ride and a bit of luck goes a long way. You can be seeing him just as well and have no luck in a race and find nothing. But it was a good ride, Ainsworth, and yeah, hopefully it brought some Easter eggs for a few punters out there.
Ella, you found Facetious, who made it 3 on end.
I did, and might I add, I tipped it before the prices came out, so it might have been the favourite. However, I did tip it before I saw those prices. So.
We'd been talking about whether the polytrack form would line up, and
Yep.
it did. Another good winner.
Stable Airborne at the moment, Ryan Tyrrell and Tom Button. They also had Bantamweight, which was some ride by Lukey Tarrant, who took off in the 1600 metre maiden. He was back last and took off just at the right time when the speed slackened, whipped around them and was able to catch them all napping and keep going. So another winner to the Tyrrell and Button stable on the program.
And also a double for Noel Callow as well.
Yes,
so
yeah,
that
Noel.
was awesome to see.
We better mention Noel every show. He'll ring in and complain if we don't. Speaking of informed stables, Peter Roble has recently relocated to the Gold Coast. 3 runners, 2 winners and a second. He's hit the ground running. We mentioned Richon last week as a coming winner, perhaps off its trial in Sydney, and it was able to get the job done in Doomben yesterday.
Yeah, it looks a nice one on the way up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It was placed well and got the job done. And by all sounds, will only be better for the run.
Yes, yeah, and their first runner narrowly missed on Saturday in the 2-year-old race, and they got a winner at the Sunshine Coast last Sunday. Also informed stables at the Gold Coast, Alan Chow. Alan is really hitting his straps with his stables at the moment. He's got a number of nice up-and-coming 3-year-olds coming through, and he had success at Ballina on Tuesday with Deep Fire, who's a nice-looking deep field 3-year-old.
Too smart for me. I was looking at it was accepted somewhere else and didn't see it at Ballina, so thought it was a chance at the other race. Wondered why they scratched. There it is.
Yeah, they opted to run from the bad draw, and it was still too good.
And Gibbo, you headed to the Bow Desert Trials earlier in the week.
Yeah, it's all up. It's up on the Gibbo's tips page. I think it's as important as the tips of a weekend, to be honest. I think the trial review's extremely important. There was a lot of good ones went around. Edmund's duo, Alpine Edge and the Vows, 2 extremely good horses going around in listed races, and Noah and Adil is going around this weekend as well. But I thought Alpine Edge was very good. The Vows just did everything you'd want to see. Just got back, went through the gears, through the line, beautiful. And a little tip one to follow from those trials. My Pins actually won the Alpine Edge trial and was a good winner last start. A really good trial here. Might have had some issues in the past, but I tell you what, it's going really good. So My Pins, write that one down.
And I think there'll be a few winners come out of that Bow Desert set of trials on the turf. There was some decent horses going around, particularly in those open class heats. If you haven't caught up with it, there's a good interview with Toby Edmonds during the week. Of course, I'll say it's good because I did it. On the club's websites, Toby talks us through the Winter Carnival runners and all those trialers. Sella, some club news for us.
Yes, so we're back to the Poly this weekend. We're very excited. We've got our sponsors On Demand Diggers and Demolition Race Day. So it'll be a great day back here at Gold Coast. And then next week we've got our Girls on Tour Race Day, which is a big one that we've been looking forward to. It also kicks off our Shandon Garden Spritz and GGs and our Palms trackside.
That we talked about the other week.
Yes,
Beautiful.
so that'll all be kicking off next weekend. So we're very excited about that and excited to be back at the Gold Coast.
Make sure you put all your photos on socials for us. Tag the club in so we can see them.
That's shaping to be a big crowd Saturday week, just hearing the advertisements all over the local radio station. Girls on Tour, April 22, yes.
Sounds dangerous.
I think a few men have got it marked on the calendar. Let's find a winner on Saturday before we get into too much trouble. Good solid 8 race card fields are quite strong this week. Track's been quite consistent the last couple of meetings. Obviously, we had last week off, but they've been winning from various positions the last few weeks, and the field sizes are pretty strong this week.
Yeah, they are. Am I going to kick off here?
I think so.
I'm feeling that Ella, we haven't talked about this, she might be on the same path, but my first tip's race 2, number 7, No More Red. We know the theme.
Yes.
Look, I usually try and avoid these staying races, but I just think this clearly brings the best form into the race. Ready to peak 4th up, was wide in a better race than this last start. I thought it was fine. I just think it finds the right race. Race 2, number 7, No More Red. And then I'll go race 4, number 8, Ancient Mission. Just lightly raced, less convictions in a lot of these. I think Cyril Small can just, from gate 3, sit up behind the leaders. Another one that was wide last start, be better for it. I just think it's really well placed as well. Race 4, number 8. I quite like them too this weekend.
Yeah, they've opted to scratch from race 5
Yes.
after drawing a bit sticky there, and they've opted to go to race number 4. Those fourth and fifth races are a few dual acceptors, and I'm just not sure which way a few of them are going. Ella, what did you find for us? No more red?
I'm glad you tipped No More Red, so I can take away my name tip for the week.
Run with it. Run with it.
I have tipped race 1, number 7, Zuri Zuri. I know we spoke to Michael Morrison a few weeks ago. It ran second last start, and I know it'll probably do a great job. We've got AITC student Jake, who is the strapper of that horse, so hopefully they can
Good
win
luck,
and he can head to the winner's stalls.
Yeah, good luck.
She's been very unlucky not to have won a maiden, Zuri Zuri.
Yeah.
3 out of her last 3 starts here at the Gold Coast have all been very good, including 2 second placings. She just missed here behind Wise Legend, who won at the Bow Desert meeting last week. I'm sure you knew that, Ella. Third race for me on Saturday, Jamaican Rumba. I've got to stick with him again. Callow to ride, inside gate. I didn't think this race was too much stronger than it was a 58 last time around. This is a 60, but I didn't think there was too much difference between the two. He obviously adapted to the poly track, winning quite easily last time around. Callow to ping him out from the inside gate. I think he'll be very hard to beat. Race 3, number 1, Jamaican Rumba. So hopefully there's a few winners there. We'll get the ball rolling. Zuri Zuri in the first, No More Red in the second, Jamaican Rumba in the third, and in the fourth event, Ancient Mission.
4 winners out of 4 races.
You'll have your wallets full after the fourth.
So
and
by race 5, all 3 of us will be cheersing.
Go
and
and
having a
get
good
full
time.
at the bar by race 5. Sounds good.
By a unit in Broadbeach after race 4.
Of course, we're not too far away from the Coast to Coast race day, AD Hollandale Stakes. Some really big names are starting to build towards the race at the Sunshine Coast. Of course, Zaki will line up in the all-age stakes on Saturday. If he can perform well, more than likely he's on his way up to defend his title for the 3rd year in a row, which is unprecedented for the Hollandale Stakes. Jewess will more than likely be on her way up, the Australian Cup winner from 2 seasons ago, and a number of other key runners will come through the weekend. The JRA plate will be a good form reference for that Hollandale Stakes as well. So looking forward to that. We'll know a few more names in the next couple of days after we get through this weekend's racing. But the Gold Coast Guineas is shaping to be a cracking race as well, with the Magic Millions winner and potentially Golden Boom to line up in that race. So the 3-year-old race will be well populated. Guys, thanks again.
Thank you.
And we'll do it all again next week on In the Box Seat.